It's called Travelling Through Life. It's called Living. I've got a brother, and you wouldn't believe this. He done so much for a bloke named David, and the woman's quite an hard woman to get on with, but at the same time, I'm not here to judge, but at the same time, what that boy done for my brother at the end of the day is unbelievable, because he got into the bloke, he put him into this grave, and I've never seen it in my life, right next to like a pope or somebody. And when he done what he done, I said, my brother will get out of that grave and look down. He's taken so much for what he's done. He's paid it all back in one go. Because I think in life, when I think some people very hard are so dedicated towards Joan, these women, I think, I'm not a judge to put the woman down, but saying to them, how he stood by thick and thin, and I've never known a man to be so dedicated into a woman. He was laying in that bed for a year and 5, 10, 15 years, I think. And he liked her that much. It's like he would never do no wrong. And when you think of it, when he died, and how am I saying daft this? When he see me, because Joan was his wife was going to be cremated. But what David done, he done something like a miracle, and the miracle was this. He got a plot for 2 people, and the coffin was absolutely solid. The amount of men had to pick that coffin up was unbelievable. And when I see my brother looking at it, he looked at peace, no pain or nothing. Because in life, all he kept doing is laying on that bed, sitting there for many years, just sitting there. And when I see him in that coffin, it seems like it's the same really, because if he knew Joan was going to be put on top, because she was doing cremation. So Dave, I said, Dave, your mum's your mum, forget about all the rest, all the wrongs and right. Listen, when you go to your mum and tell her you love her, right, at the end of the day. Also, you've got to remember one thing. What you've done, I think, like a miracle, and that miracle is when you got that coffin, you made it for two people, for two plots. And when Joan said that, when you said your mum, that was good. And she said, couldn't believe it. And I said, I'll be honest with you, if Stan could get out that coffin now, and knowing Joan would be on top, I think I want to go straight back to the coffin. I know it sounds daft, but for where he lived for 15 years, down on that bed, he's go out, he's fish and chips sometimes, it's what he wanted, and I don't know, he's at peace now. And when you look at life and see a man so dedicated towards a woman, I think then, I'm not here to judge, because sometimes we might feel, they don't look right, but we ain't got the right to say things like that. Why? Because love's a weird thing, really. We all look at love as different, and we all look at people sometimes, and we judge the way they look. We should never do that, and I'll tell you the reason why. Looks are skin deep, because when you get older, look in the mirror. And when you look in the mirror, have a good look. And when you think you're older, you look different. You can be whatever you... I think good looking is ugly and ugly is good looking. Because that's why I look at life. Because why? The mind's a very powerful thing. And when you think what the mind can do, put people down because of the way they look, you'll be surprised what can happen. When you do it and you carry on doing what you're doing, one day something will happen. Right? You might commit suicide. That'll make you realise, oh, right, I can be about life. But you know what it is? We're on this planet for a very, very short time. Make the most of this old planet, because we're a long time dead. And when we wake up in the morning, we think, God, what a beautiful day. It's pouring rain. Listen, God, when you're dead, you won't be seeing no rain. Every day on this planet is a gift, because I'm going to tell you all I do know. One day, man is going to pay the price. And do you know why? Look what we're doing to the planet. I'm walking about now at the moment, around here, and you look at all the trees, all the woods, it's all sort of dying. A living planet is a dying planet. All man can do is keep take, and not give nothing back. And you can plant all the trees and make no mistake about this. At the end of the day, you do what you want. We've done that much damage. At the end of the day, we are going to pay the price one day. Like I said before, while on this planet, make the most of it. Do what you can do. And never judge a book by the cover, because if you do, that's going to be wrong. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because we judge people the way we look. But like I said before, when we get older, we're completely different. We look different. So really, you can be with somebody who's not what you call good looking, or whatever you look at it, and be the most happiest person. Or you can be with somebody who's really good, and you're always up and down. Remember, if you're happy with whoever you're with, because your birthday is only a number. And if you're happy with that person, how old he is, because we see telly, famous people, like older people, it's about, one might be about 35 and the mate might be about 60, 65. They're happy, because at the end of the day, remember this, at the end of this whole life, make no mistake about this, well, when we leave this old planet, it's all over and done. You look back at your life and call, you know, sir, you got to live. And the only way you live is wake up every day and make the most of it. And when you think it's gone badly wrong, look around and think how lucky you are. Because I always tell you something, when I hear people moan about this, one man was moaning, oh, I've got no shoes. What about the man with no legs? And it don't stop there. We all moan, we wake up. Listen, we wake up in the morning, we got but one of the best countries in the world where can you get something for nothing? There ain't many places. They look like a good houses. We all moan about this, that and the other. Listen, let me say this. If you go to another world, mate, no mistake about it, and some of the world we go to where there's people starving, and we wake up in the morning, we go down the system, and they make sure you've got an house, they give you food, they give you clothes. What other country can do that? Listen, it's a pity the world can get together and Bill, we're all equal at the end of the day. And remember that these words and that are good. Bill Gates, when he leaves loads of money to the poor country, that's good really, because I know in life you can have all the money in the world, and when you die, they all come out of the woodwork and they want to argue and fight over your money. Listen, I can tell you stories where people have left money and all it's done is destroyed their life. Because sometimes in life, I didn't have to go to work. Well, why is that? But Dad left me loads of money, Mum left me loads of money. Listen, in this life, when you look at the kids today, you see what they got. They got the world and they're still moaning because, is that all I got for Christmas? They got computers, they got tellies, everything. When I think of my dad was in the war and what they had, they're very grateful for what they got. Do you know why? Because in life, you've got to go through hard things in life to appreciate the good things in life. And what I do know is this. At the end of the day, you said to the kids, why do I go through hard things in life? I don't know why. To appreciate the good things in life. See, what we're doing, as we leave this old planet, we might be rich and we give all the money to kids. If people can look down, see where I'm coming from, they'll realise what I can be. But when you're dead, it's too late. I know people have left money to people. I've said this before on some of our videos. I know people who left money to the family, and the girl put money on the house, which is good, and the boy all he gets good by drugs and drugs. Now he's dead now. If that dad could look down from beyond, I reckon he'd give it all away to the dog kennels, because animals are like us. If people only realise where we all come from and we are connected, we might be completely different creatures, but on this earth, don't you find at the end of the day how we treat these animals, which is cruel. My dog now, I've always said, it'd do anything for me, but to us they're like a slave. We feed it. Back in return, they protect you in some cases, because in life, some people just leave them outside, don't really care, don't want to feed them or nothing. Listen, I want you to have imagination. Let's make it that's you. How would you like if you ain't got no food or nothing? You wouldn't like it, would you? It's not very nice, is it? So what I want to say at the end of the day, animals are like us. We've got to look after them, because why? At the end of the day, if we all knew reincarnation, we're going to be that animal or be something completely different, we'll all be different, but no one knows the answer. When you think of religion and what we do for religion, we kill for religion. Is that right? Well, no, it can't be right, because when I was born, I go through this life, you get married, you think this is real. It ain't real. You know what it is? There's only one thing real. You're born to die. Every day you wake up on this planet, you want to make the most, because no one knows when your time's up. But people come up, you know what they do. Jimmy used to say, call, about you get a wake-up call. And when that day comes, you realise what life's about. And when it happens, you think, now I'm going to live. Isn't it weird what we've all got to go through to realise what life is all about? And when it happens, you say, Christ, Rodney, I think you're right. I know I'm right, because at the end of the day, not every day you wake up to me, I feel it's a bonus. And to me, I think money is like the devil. You can't live with it and you can't live without it. So what I'm going to do, I like to make the most. When I put this video on the air, it's good because some people listen, people hear a bit shot. I don't care what people think, if it's from the heart. Because when you think we get married, you say to somebody today, would you put your life on a lifetime being married? I can do that, because why? You don't know what's going. Life can change. Your life, the pressures of life get you all around it. your friends, you feel you got good friends. When you got money, you got loads of friends. When you got nothing, what happens then? They all don't want to know you, do they? If you know what I mean. And like I said before, every day's a bonus. You look, moan about the rain, moan about the traffic. When you're dead, all this is gone, take it away. So what was that the other day? Make the most of this whole life, because it's a beautiful gift. And the reason what I say that, around the world people starving, there's things going on. Look at all the nuclear weapons, the bomb. When they drop that atom bomb, make no mistake about it, when they drop that atom bomb, it's in the air. It takes thousands of years to clear. Can't man see what he's doing? We're put on this earth, and we're put on this earth to make the most. But what are we doing? We're destroying the planet. We're making nuclear weapons. Every country's got a powerful weapon. All it wants is somebody, but one mistake, our world will be finished. Like I said before, in this whole life, why are you here? Make the most. Like I said about the doll, like the Queen's got. You imagine if they give that diamond to another country, that'll be worth a few times over. But what it is, they can't see the light. But what happens in this world we all come from? What happens if the Big Bang or the planet's all going to sort of all come to pieces? Because it's all slowly happening. And when it does happen, we're trying to repair it. I think we've done the damage. So what I'm saying now, if you can do something good in life, and when we look at the archives and all the rest of it, things come to light. You can do one thing in life and it'll make the world a better place. But I do know one thing, it can be a better place, but at the same time, we're all going to pay the price one day, that's for sure. But make no mistake about this, it's going to come round. When it does come round, you realise how right I can be. So I want to say to the world, we should all get together and make the most. So I want to tell you, no one knows when this, what's going to happen live. Every time I wake up, I've always said it's a bonus. So I want to say, while you're here, make the most, do what you can while you're alive, because when you're dead, it's all too late. And believe me, no one knows the good. If we all knew something up this planet, because it's getting bad, the ozone, all around what I see these trees all dying and all that, you've only got to look around. If you think it don't happen, you might be right. I ain't saying right, but at the same time, all through my life, I heard the word religion. And when you think religion, well, put it like this, all through the world I come from, every generation, wars, there's all things go on behind the closed doors and everything. And at the end of the day, when you think all we keep doing, but politicians down, listen, no one's got the right to put a politician down. Why? And I'll tell the reason why. Because no one's perfect. And also, whatever gets in, you always hear some sort of scandal. Why? Because that's life, that's why. Yeah. We all know we like to have a perfect world. That'll never happen, and you know yourself. What goes on with them old closed doors, which I don't want to know about, because you've got to remember this, we all like putting them down and all the rest of it. But what about this? What we all do, if we're in their position, we might do the same. So what I want to say, I don't put people down, and lots of reasons why. Because one, I ain't perfect, and two, the best in this whole life, most of it's down to jealousy. We hear people putting people down, all because they're jealous. Me, I've got no hatred, because I always think what comes around goes around in life, and when it happens, it'll make you realise what life's all about. Like one day, is it what I do in life? It's not what you do in life, it's where we all come from. Somewhere in this whole life, we've got to pay the price. Why? For the simple reason, look what we're doing. You look around, you can see all these trees, all the trees all dying, all around. I'm doing this right now because the way this world is, I can see what's happening. But you know what it is? You've got to spend a bit of time, walk into the woods, and when you walk into these woods, have a good look around, and you see one, and when you do see one coming from, you realise what I can be. But what it is, we're too wrapped up in our own little world. And when you've got money and you've got life, what's the most important thing? Money or life, we say life. That's right. But listen, they want £2, saying they come from people can't see, and people die in other parts of the country where they're being born. And here we are saying life. Well, when you think of the world, if we all got together and help each other, what a lovely world that'd be. Because no one knows what's going to happen. But also, let's have imagination. Let's make out it's us who's suffering now. We want help. Why should we help you? You never help us when we want help, which is right really, but the whole of the world, they don't think it can happen. When it does happen, it's too late. The damage is done, because in life it does happen a lot. When this country happens really bad, well, everybody's give us a hand to help us out. Sometimes the other side of the world, it goes wrong all the time. One day it might be our turn, and if it does happen, you won't be praying. You won't pray with God, whatever you believe in, because I think in life, if you want to jump back in time, it seems like it's not real. If you're going to do something, it's got to come from your heart. It's real. You can pray, you can do what you want. I've seen people praying all their life, and we're still getting nowhere. So what I'm going to say to you this day, it all comes from one place, from your heart. Because I know, if I ask for something back in return, it's not real. But if I do it from the heart, it's real, because I don't want to know at the end. All I know is this: when we die, there's a force, which it's hard to explain. Your body's an empty shell. But what it is, the soul and spirit carries on. That could be anything, right? And I don't want to know the answers to any of these questions. But what it is, when you're dead, there is something. What? I don't want to know about that. Because if I start going too deep, what happens at the end of the day, I'm trying to get the answers. And if I didn't do the right answer, I start preaching it's right, a bit like religion. It ain't right. So I'm going to say this. Mine is here now. If you pray, or you say to some of the people, if there wasn't heaven, would you believe in that religion? Well, if there wasn't heaven, there's no point in it. You can't do that, because somebody's got a bit of faith in what they believe. I believe we're here now. Make the most and stop moaning and grinding, because the Egyptian woman taught me many years ago, every line on a man or woman's face should tell a story. Don't ever worry about worry, because worry about you. And when you do worry, does it solve any problem? But no, it's the point of worrying, because all we're doing is passing through. And at the very end, when we all leave this old planet, we're just an empty shell, and the soul and spirit goes and gone. Because I'm going to tell you, when you're dead and gone, you won't see no religion then. You'll be just an empty shell, and all what you do in life at the end of the day is pray, hope there's something there. Listen, I ain't saying I'm right, because religion is better. You've got to be careful when you're going down that road. What I'm saying to you is this, day, do it while you're here. Don't ask for nothing back in return, because if you do, you cannot be real. But what I do know, it's got to come from one place, because don't you find, you see people praying, and it's all things up there all day long. If you're going to do something good, it's got to come from one place. Like the Irish know me well, like I said, Paddy, if there wasn't heaven, Paddy, would you be Mother Mary? If there wasn't, no point, see, of them. So what I do, Paddy, it can come from one place. Oh, where's that, Rodney? From the heart, Paddy. It's for real. You know, I've always said, Rodney, you're the best. No, Paddy, I'm second. You're the best, Paddy. He like that, because at the end of the day, I always like to let people feel a little bit up. And when you think life is going wrong, you look at that, Rodney, you think how lucky you are. So all we're doing is passing through. At the very end, we're all equal. So I'm going to say goodbye now, all right? And you're being quite a bit of me lately. All right? Goodbye.